welcome to episode 207 of the Muck Podcast. Listen in as we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics. I'm Tina Adamia.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
Hillary!
Hi!
It's been a second.
Yeah, why don't you explain to everybody how you disappointed them?
I know, I disappointed you because I was sick again. I had a nasty ass cough, which I still have a little bit of. And I was like, yeah, I could be there. Everything's great. I'm fine.
I was a little hesitant. I was like, my kids were here. I'm like, I don't want to get sick. I don't want the kids to get sick.
And then I was like, I don't know. Can we postpone?
Yeah.
And then I was like, we can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I was such a mess.
Yeah, by the way, that was 4 days later. You postponed it for 4 days later. Yeah. And it was then your migraine. Your migraine always comes in, and that was
migraine.
It. So you got
migraine.
We got a rerun episode up. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What the hell do you want from me?
Yeah.
Okay?
Here's what you can do. Take germs out of children.
Yeah.
So that students don't get us sick.
Yeah. Keep those kids at home.
Yeah. Also, I was at Tina's school this week, and she didn't even bother to come say hello.
I was like,
guess so. My other friend too, who works there, I was like, I'm at your school. I'm in the cafeteria. She's like, I really got to get to my car. I was like, that bitch said the same thing Tina said to me. Like, I gotta go
because listen.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, can't come say hello. Both of you asked me, can you come to my classroom? I'm like, I can't leave. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm fucking lost. I'm like, please.
If you would have showed up to my class, I would have died.
I would have died. I would have fucking loved it.
Died. It would have been so much fun.
It would have been so much fun.
But there's a strategy of exiting.
Apparently,
campus,
yeah.
Okay, if you don't leave at the right time, you're trapped for like 30 damn minutes. And I had those people coming to my house. It was just,
girl, forget it. Don't worry about it. So I was there because it was my old high school, which was, I can't even tell you.
Does it look the same?
No. Well, the part where I was like, I stopped because I was like, holy shit, was the same as with the auditorium and that patio there.
Yeah. Oh.
And like when I was in exchange, does they have exchangeettes? Exchange and exchangeettes?
No.
It's like a service club.
Like a key club kind of thing?
Yeah. But when you apply like to get in, you have to do all this goofy shit. Like for a whole week, they put you through like hazing kind of. And like one day,
I don't think that exists anymore.
Okay, well one day you had to go to like Goodwill and wear an outfit. You're like your big sister in there gets you an outfit.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
I wonder if I still have my exchange at
This
shirt.
sounds like a fun club.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, but it was what are you gonna do? Anyway, on that patio is where every lunch hour you had to come there during that week, and they'd humiliate you by like throwing whipped cream in your face and shit, and like you're walking around school like that. Anyway, I came around that corner.
Now it would be like you can't do that to kids, etc., etc.
But when I came around that corner and I saw that auditorium, it's insane. It's like a flashback. I really wanted to go into the gym because I bet that smells the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had to answer a million questions about what is a flying L. Listen, y'all, Fort Lauderdale High School's mascot, it's the worst in I was going to say country, but I'm going to say world. Stop asking me. I know the story behind it, but also who gives a shit? Like, what do you want from me? I've had to live with this my whole life. I didn't have a good mascot.
I think it's a good mascot.
How do you answer the cheer that the other teams say about like, what the hell's a flying L?
Oh no, I've never heard that.
And I would be at football game going, I don't fucking know what to tell you. I have no retort.
I know the story. You know the story.
I know the story, but also like,
look at that flying out.
It doesn't matter. It was fun. I had to judge a debate. I went out as soon as I walked in. I'm like, please, ma'am, I've never done a judging of speech and debate, and they needed help, so I told my daughter I would do it so she could go and do her speech. And I please give me speech. I don't want to do debate. I don't want to do what I said. I'm new. Please don't do it. What do you think they give me? Lincoln Douglas debate. I said, please. I went up to the front. I'm like, I can't. I showed the lady. I'm like, please, I can't. I don't know what I'm doing. She goes, but she said, the good news is once you're done, you've already done it. Like you've already done it. Please. Meanwhile, it wasn't that bad. I actually thought it was pretty good. The topic was good. The students were amazing. These kids are fucking smart.
Oh, these kids are smart.
And that's what I said to my daughter. I said, they're smarter than me. I can't judge their speech. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. But it was incredible. I really loved it.
But you have like different categories that you check them off.
Yes. Yeah. There's all sorts of things you have to do. I don't know. I was very, very nervous about it, but whatever. It worked out. But here's maybe you saw it in my stories, but the best part is this. when we were leaving, I noticed this kid across the cafeteria. He was wearing like a pink hoodie, open, like a zip-up hoodie, and pink sweatpants, like this cool white shirt underneath. But his hair was like buzzed, but it was blonde, like golden blonde, and on his hair were like different designs in the back of it, like in dark ink, and the back of his head had a heart on it, like in his hair. And I was like, and he had headphones around his neck, and I was like, wow, like these were the cool kids when I was in school. There was a few very unique kids, and this is like one of those kids. And I just thought he looked really, really cool. So when we were leaving with my daughter, I was bringing her home, this kid comes running across the patio, that patio I just talked about. So it was like 30-year flashback, right? So it's like redemption for Hillary, like who was a nerd in high school. This kid comes, he goes, excuse me. And I was like, yes. And he goes, I just really wanted to tell you how much I love your bangs. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, I really love your hair. And we like totally fangirled out and talked to the whole rest, like for 10 minutes on the way out of the school. I know where he's going to school next year. I know how he got funding for the school, because I was like, how do you get that, funding for out-of-state school? Because my daughter wants to go out of state. And he was just, I took a selfie with him, like just the sweetest kid. And I was like, you have no idea how much you've redeemed my coolness to my daughter. And she's like, I think you're cool. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. But this kid thinks I'm cool, so forget it. I know. I was very happy at the end of the day. I was like, no, I'm glad I came to this school.
That's super cute.
Oh, God. But I don't know how you do this. How do you work with teenagers? They're so scary. Scary.
What? They're babies.
No.
No, they're babies.
I even them walking around the hallway, I was like, I just feel like I don't feel like I'm in charge. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't let them know that.
That's what I think. That's why I think,
No.
You gotta walk in with your, right?
Yeah.
How are you on the first day? Are you like, this is how it is? You like lay down the
I'm like, what's up, guys?
Really?
Yeah. Here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We got work to do.
So nobody pulls shit on you.
I mean, they're kids. They're,
They're gonna try.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple classes where they're like annoying and chatty and whatever, but they're teenagers.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think I just am myself with them. I'm like, this is what we got to do. Like, hey guys, like focus. We got to get this done, and we get it done.
Oh, good for you, Tina.
It's fun.
I could never do it.
No.
So what do you got? What's going on?
Nothing. Oh, well, like politics-wise?
I mean, it's been 2 weeks. I have stuff
so
on my
much.
list that I was like, this isn't even good anymore.
I know. So some of the things that stood out to me, and I know some of it, this is dated, but some of those bills coming out of Tallahassee are wackadoodle.
Yeah.
When we talked about it a couple weeks ago, there's the bill to allow 16-year-olds to work longer hours, but there's also the bill to have them on roofs and scaffolds and all of that stuff.
Roofing.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Roofing. They can't, make a decision about their body, but they could fall off a roof in an accident, right? There's the other bill that was going to make it harder for police officers to get in trouble for being violent during an arrest, whether or not the arrest is legal, and mandatory life sentence for any killing of a police officer. Mandatory life sentence. It's just like, and then of course the zero abortion.
Yeah, that's the new thing is
it's zero.
It's a full ban.
Zero, full ban.
No exceptions.
I don't even.
By the way, as over the time since we started this podcast, I would love to go back and pull the clips of in January.
Oh, where we're saying
when
this
we
is
start talking
happen.
about. Yeah. Now we're at 20. Now they're kicking it back to 15 weeks.
Yeah.
Now they're kicking it back to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
With 15 weeks with some exceptions. 6 weeks, very limited. Parental consent. All of those things that have happened since the dawn of this podcast.
Now we're at zero.
Within 5 years of starting this is our 5th year. We're now at the 5, which is what they've always said. It's not even a slow chip away. It is a fucking sledgehammer to it.
Sledgehammer.
In the amount of time.
And the same thing with the Don't Say Gay, right? We saw Don't Say Gay for, kindergarten and 3rd grade. Then it was up through high school. Then we have, no diversity and the attack on New College alone.
Ooh, do you see that? Yeah.
And now the new bill to expand it to the workplace.
Yeah.
So it's just, everything they say is a lie.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've been saying the same thing for years on this podcast. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense in my brain. People who are supposed to be these Christians and family values people, and they follow people and vote for people and whose whole purpose is to hurt people. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand any justification. I don't see it. And the fact that the freaking Trump in Iowa, like, we knew it was going to happen, but still the fact that he won it, what was it, 58%?
Yeah, he won all but 2 counties, like 97 counties.
It's insane to me. It's hard. The only hope is some of those some of those Republicans who said, if it's not going to be Nikki Haley, I'm going to vote for Biden. If it's not going to be DeSantis, I'm going to vote for Biden. Like, that is what I'm, like, stringing my hope to at this point. Because we're in Looney Tunes land. I seriously was looking at, I was like, am I going to become a doomsday prepper? Because I was like, wow, what's going to happen? Like, do I need something to help purify my water? Do I need something to help start my car? Do I need some kind of emergency, like, eternal match thing to start fires? So, like, when everything goes to shit, like, I can still, like, survive? That's what I started thinking about. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to turn into a doomsday fucking prepper on the other side. I
think the thing in that vein that we have to worry about here, which I think is a real threat, is the homeowners insurance.
Oh, I mean,
I think that's the real threat here for us, because people are going to be they're going to lose everything. And so, like, the further this moves along, but there is no relief coming, and I think that would really be the thing. And I was at that dinner I was telling you about the other night, they were talking about short-term rentals and how there's no homes available or things to rent because people are just putting their houses on Airbnb, and so there's more houses on Airbnb and VRBO here in Broward County than available to actually rent and live in. And where are people supposed to go?
And even for rent, the rent is outrageous. There was a house in my neighborhood, I want to say it's like $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
$5,000 a month.
When I was looking at apartments,
in like a Florida ranch home, you know what I mean? Like, not some like McMansion out west.
It's always double whatever a mortgage would be.
It's wild. I don't know who's coming to rent that. And there's a house near my parents where there are, I want to say, at least 6 or 7 cars there on the regular because there's so many people living in that one house.
I believe it. And then what are you going to do? Pass a law saying that only so many people can rent a house? Like, it's so fucked up.
I think they own the house, and I think it's like, parents.
No, but if neighbors are complaining, if they're complaining, they start to complain.
People are not happy about it.
I'm sure. But where are people supposed to go?
Yeah.
What are people supposed to do? I'm not in a great mood anyway, so like I mean I don't know. Trump winning Iowa, like it's something we knew was happening. We're prepared for. We knew a full ban was coming to Florida. We're prepared for it. The fact of the matter is nobody gives a fuck. Nobody fucking cares. I don't know if you noticed how they vote in Iowa. Like, it's also wild to me when it's a gym full of white people. They all can write on a paper ballot, fold it up, and throw it in a fucking paper bag. There's no ballot boxes. There's no locks. But if it's black people voting now, we got to see your ID.
Yeah.
Anybody, a person of color, we got to see where's the last time you lived. You can't vote here. You're in the wrong precinct.
Well,
these fucking white motherfuckers in Iowa are throwing their goddamn ballots, throwing it into a goddamn Piggly Wiggly paper bag. And that's an okay vote. That's fucked up.
Here, the ID thing again.
Yeah. Well, listen, this is what's going to happen. We're moving on to fucking New Hampshire next. Nikki Haley will win New Hampshire. There's not Trump support. They like an independent, a moderate there. She'll win there. DeSantis, on the other hand, gets 3rd place in Iowa and thinks that's a good thing. Did you watch his speech that night?
God.
What a fucking nerd. Like,
no, don't give him that.
Such a fucking
nice term.
Like, all right, loser is what I meant to say. And he's spinning it as if it was a good thing. Same thing with Nikki Haley at the podium. Oh, this is a good thing. And they lost by 30 fucking points.
Yeah.
By the way, let's not forget DeSantis won here a year and a half ago by 20 points against Charlie Crist. Now he's getting his ass kicked all over the country by a fucking person who's got 91 felony counts against him. He's on he got guilty of rape. He's on defamation trial today for talking shit about E. Jean Carroll the day after that in that town hall about how he didn't do this. Now he's on trial for that. We are waiting to hear what the damages are on the civil case in New York for inflating his properties. Like, he's going to have hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. The motherfucker is guilty of inciting a riot in this country, inciting an insurrection to overturn a free and fair election in 2021. It was January 2021. And he just won the Iowa Caucus. That's the Republican Party today.
That's it.
That's y'all. That's who you all are fucking going after. That's who you want to lead this country. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. So DeSantis is not going to New Hampshire. There's no way he's going to win. So he went straight to South Carolina as if he's going to win that. Nikki Haley's home state. There's no fucking way. There's no way. Now, I don't see how if anything happens to Trump and he's in jail and people don't see like the way blah 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 blah. Because let's be honest, I don't see even someone who supports Trump right now who's on the level, right? Not one of these fucking conspiracy MAGA people, but just because there are still.
I know, but I don't understand it. I don't understand how you can be normal
here's how
and vote for a maniac.
Because he has convinced these people that it's
the economy was better with him.
But these are false charges. You got to remember. I was thinking about this on the way home today. He has very. In a very evil, devious way, for years since his running his first campaign, has put a distrust in the media, in the justice system, in other lawmakers, in the system of government in general. He has planted a seed of distrust in the American people and kept watering it. That's how he got elected. And then while he's in office and he's doing dangerous things, same thing, media's lying to you. This isn't real. This isn't what happened. This is what's going on. Now he's running for office again. I'm taking these hits for you. I literally saw a video of a woman at one of his speeches in Iowa, and I retweeted. I'm like, please get me off this fucking planet. She said he's doing it for us. It's like when Jesus Christ was on the cross for us. He's taking these hits legally to protect us.
Insane.
That's the line of rhetoric that he's putting out there, and they're believing it. I have to tell you, I don't know how these people function. I don't know what they do for a living. What the fuck is going on out there?
I don't know.
Y'all, what's happening? Are you okay? Is everybody okay? This motherfucker's gonna get back in the White House.
Please.
I don't see any other way. I don't see any other fucking way.
I don't think I can handle. I thought that I couldn't handle it the first time, but we already know. I really don't think I can handle this a second go
I'm telling you. Okay,
I don't think I can. Okay, I'm going to go off the deep end.
We've already discussed this. Come November, that's going to be do or die time for this podcast.
Yeah.
Because if Trump gets reelected, I won't even open the door if you come to record. I'm going to tell you, it's canceled because I cannot sit here and do that. Like,
we'll cry.
I'm going to cry now. Like, I didn't realize how fucking worked up I would get watching him win caucuses. Like, I can't even, I know it's going to happen, and I still go, wait, what? Like, how is that a thing? How is this happening?
Oh. So, you recommended a book around... the holiday time.
Yes.
The Undertow.
Yes.
From
by Mark Charlotte or Jeff Charlotte. Jeff Charlotte.
Yeah.
Sharlet.
And it was from the Mark Maron podcast.
Absolutely, my love.
And I cannot tell you that throughout watching my husband read. This book.
What has he said?
He's like, it's over.
Yeah.
He is like, you have to read this book. You have to read this book. You have to read. He's like, it's over. It's over. You're not. You don't. I can't even explain. You got to read it. You got to read it. And I'm going to start reading it. I don't know if I can handle it though.
So I follow Jeff Charlotte now. He actually liked our tweet because I mentioned his book in it. But I actually started following him on Twitter, and every day, throughout multiple times in the day, he's retweeting stories saying, his big thing now, first of all, he talks about another book that I'll have to send your way that he read, and he was like, this is all, like, it's the rise of all of this, but he also talks about how the media is not asking the right questions, right? And I was talking to my mom about it on the way home today, and I was thinking, are people not holding Trump accountable because they're that fear of the lash out, right?
Who cares
he will
at
put
this
you,
point? He's going to lash out
because
anyway.
it's not even just like you now get retweeted. Trolls are coming after you. They are sending police SWAT vehicles to your house. Your children's lives are threatened.
Yeah.
So like he has brilliantly built a fucking system here where nobody really wants to hold him accountable, because they're scared of what could happen. So systems of like checks and balances are fucking breaking down. The media, who we used to be able to count on for this kind of shit, come on. Like, this is all a system of like, you took the trust of the press away from people. And when you start to distrust the press, like, what's left? What the fuck is left? He has done a brilliant job of doing that. Oh, I'm out of my fucking mind. But anyway, yeah, Jeff Charlotte. I got to read that book, but I'm scared. I'm scared to even know like what's coming around that corner.
I know. And the mentality of the people that he's communicating with. You know, there's a whole section of this country.
Yeah, but you know what? So speaking of that book, one of the things he talked about are those like sideshow or side of the road preachers, right? You drive through Oklahoma, through a little town, and you go to this shopping mall, and there's a church in there, and there's tons of people, and there's a charismatic, loud, maniacal fucking pastor, and he's screaming about how civil war is coming, and we all have to be prepared. And they all got guns on their hips, right? And like, oh yeah, the civil war is coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's like, I wonder too, like you said, the type of people, like it must be exhilarating as a human being to stand in those feelings and emotions and think you're on the right side of like a war is coming and you're willing to die and kill for Donald Trump. Like, you must be this exhilarating to even stand up and lead people, and they're believing your bullshit. It's like being a cult leader. It's exactly what it's like. And he literally said in a fucking speech this week, some of you are going to have to lay your life down.
Yeah.
And that's just how it's going to have to be. So we are back to January 6th, 2021 with that language that he used.
And he doesn't care. He's going to always be protected. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
The things that I would love to say about this guy, all right, whatever. I wanted to talk about Tom Keene. So Tom Keene is a Florida Democrat. He just won. They flipped a Florida House seat, HG 35. Incredible, amazing. There was a lot of work put into that race. It was a midterm race, but in January, I forget why it was open. Somebody left the seat. But it flipped, which is incredible. And so I see a lot of things on Twitter, which also congratulations. Yes. Thank you to everybody who did the work and showed up and walked for him and voted for him. And, you know, it's in Orange County, which is Orlando area, and like Osceola County. It's all that middle of Florida, where there has been an amazing concerted effort to build a ground game. So we've got Maxwell Frost is out of there. He's a congressman. We've got Anna Eskamani out of there. Like, there has been a real effort for 10 to 12 years.
Well, this guy's older.
But. Yeah, but 10, 12 years of 15 years maybe even of doing that work that it takes to have a ground game there. And that means dedicated volunteers. People who are going to knock on doors for you. Money. But like a real situation of things are going to be set up for this guy to win. Plus, I saw stuff on Twitter about congratulations to the Florida Dems. Great job, Nikki Fried. Great job, all these people. Here's the deal. Yeah, they did. They put a lot of energy. They put a lot of effort. They put a lot of resources into this race. And they won, which is what happens when you do the work. That's what happens. My only thing is, and other people think that this is like a sign of like, we're going to start flipping seats.
I don't think
here's
so.
The thing.
But I mean, hopefully, but...
Yeah, we all want to think that. But let's be very clear and honest about what happened here. This was the only race that was happening. So they all could converge on HD 35. If we had all of that happening in District 93 or we're 100 now over here, so to get Chip LaMarca out, we would flip it. But we need everybody to come in. But we also, this is not Orange County, this is Broward County, and our party here doesn't have a concerted effort at a ground game. So, but if we had all of those things for one seat, of course you can flip the seat. But we need that sort of energy in every single seat. That's how we flip seats. So I don't want to hear, I'd love to get excited about how this is now Florida, but it's not. It was real effort and energy that won deservedly because they worked very, very hard. But I also want to remind everybody, this is not who the party in that area wanted to run. There was another Democrat that Tom Keene beat in the primary, and they were all knocking on doors for the other person during the primary.
But they got together at least.
But when Tom Keene won the primary, then they all got behind him, which is what always happens, right?
Hopefully.
So anyway, congratulations, Tom Keene. He got sworn in today. It's January 18th.
It's exciting.
It's very exciting. I'm all for having another Democrat. Who doesn't need another Democrat?
Oh, please.
But this isn't the Republicans aren't shaking in their boots for this.
No.
We need them shaking in their boots for like 10, 15 more people show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to tell you, we were talking about how you were talking about wild GOP. So there's a Kentucky House rep named Nick Wilson who was a winner on Survivor.
Oh, I saw this.
So I don't know what's up, Kentucky. You thought that the reality host in the White House did a great job, so now we're just going to elect reality contestants?
Can you imagine this?
I mean...
And his bill. Woo!
So he files a bill.
He
files a bill last week.
Where are the Jesus people? How are they going along with this one? I don't know.
By the way, it doesn't look good for Kentucky. I mean, what are you doing? Like, you know, it's one of the states you drive through and you're like, people fuck their cousins here, right?
Yeah, well, now it's legal.
Yeah. So he files a bill last week to make cousin fucking legal.
How? Why?
I don't know.
What is the rationale?
I don't know.
Is he married? Does he like his cousin?
Well, if I was his cousin, I'd be like, is he looking at my pictures at 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
Because, but anyway, he withdrew the bill this week because people were like, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
And he was like, he says, I'm like, oh, he's misguided. I'm like, by who? His cousin who wants to fuck? Like, who's misguiding you, bro? Just because you like to look that up on porn doesn't mean it should be legal.
It's
That's what his porn search is. Cousin fucking.
Ew. We need something else. We need.
Oh my god.
Why are you electing these people?
Get out of here.
Why?
Man. I mean, please.
Why?
I don't know. I just also wanted to thank everybody, and I mean everybody on Instagram who sent me the Jeremy Allen White GQ photos.
Oh.
Everybody sent me that link, and to everyone I was like, thank you very much. Like, holy shit. Not to mention, in the last 2 weeks, we had 2 award shows. We had the Golden Globes, and we had the Emmys this week, because the Emmys was postponed, for the writer's strike, or the actor's strike.
Yeah.
So this is for season 1 of The Bear, and all of them won fucking Emmys. Jeremy Allen White, what's her name on the show?
Io.
Yeah, and Eben, the brother, the cousin. Oh my god, such a fucking. And they won Best Comedy. Oh, get out of here! Such a fucking. I started rewatching.
I started watching it too. I'm on like the 4th or 5th episode.
I fucking love it.
I just finished watching this show called Laudermilk that I really liked.
Oh, you told me about that. It's good?
I think that you would like it.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
But see, I saw who is starring in it.
Yeah.
It's Berger.
I told you, it's Berger from Sex and the City.
Okay, yeah. Well,
I know that we don't like Berger, but
yeah,
he's definitely Berger-esque, where he's just a miserable, miserable man.
Yeah.
But he does have some redeeming qualities, and he was like, I think that you would like it just because he was like this music critic, and so there's like a lot of music references in it.
Yeah.
A lot of, the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And, he, like, the whole thing is he's a guy who's in recovery and he's leading, like, a group for addicts. And they're all a hot mess, and and he's just miserable. Yeah. But, like, there's something inside.
Yeah. He's got a cute smile. What are you going to do?
So you kind of root for him, even though he's, like, incredibly horrible and rude and just
that's how I am with, by the way, I am on the last season right now of Eastbound and Down. I hadn't watched that in a while, and I don't think I watched season 3, 4 and 5, so I didn't realize that what's his name, who plays Ted Lasso, is in it. What's his name? Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis.
I don't remember that either.
And my mom even said to me, oh, isn't Matthew McConaughey in there? I go, no. And then he showed up, and I was like, what the fuck is Matthew McConaughey doing on here? Oh my god, so good. Well, I guess we should start.
I guess. I mean, we are here for a podcast.
All right.
Although, I mean,
I know.
I kind of like just.
Oh, I got you a present. I totally forgot. I was at the bookstore today, and I was getting new calendars. It's January 18th, and I'm now getting my 2024 calendars.
That's the best time to get it because you get that nice discount.
Yeah, and I had to. It was between Naruto calendar, you know what I mean, that anime.
Yeah.
And like kittens and space and like weird
and like pigs.
Yeah, it's all fucking, and I'm like, whatever, let's just get it, whatever we can find here. Anyway, I was like, I'm gonna get Tina a bookmark, and I saw this one, I thought you would love it. Are you ready?
I'm so excited.
Let me turn it over. Okay. Wait, turn it over.
Oh! Oh my god!
Do you like it?
I love this.
It's the handbook for the recently deceased from Beetlejuice.
This is gonna go in the Undertow.
Oh, there
when
you
I
go.
start reading it.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Monsters.
My yeah, monsters. Jesus.
We're all
My
gonna
Eddie
die.
Vedder one is in a current book that I'm reading.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
All right, are you ready?
He's so cute. He's so cute.
Oh my god. Oh, I just saw a video of him today, which I'm sure you've seen a million times. Something, I think it was in like 1997 or 4. I don't know which one, but he's hanging from the rafters, singing into a microphone from the rafters.
Uh-huh.
And the whole time I'm like, oh my god, please don't fall. Please.
When I saw him, and I want to say it was early 90s, I can't remember when, and it was down at Bayfront. I want to say it might have been 93 or 94, and I swear to God, this man came like jumping off of like a helicopter, like
Oh my God.
like a ladder, like it. That show was, I think I've talked about that show before, but we had like lawn seats, and then people just started tearing because it was like, you know, we gotta. I mean, so everyone just started.
We're very angsty.
Yeah, and everyone's tearing down the fence.
Yeah.
And like security would rush one part of the fence to stop
Oh,
everybody,
my
and then
God.
the other side would do it. And so like I got front row. I was front row. I got
Of
thrown in
course,
a
Tina
mosh.
ran to the front.
I
She's gonna
ran
take advantage
to
of,
the
look at her.
front.
She
I
said
got
she would go
thrown-
backstage. She said she would go
I
backstage.
got thrown in a mosh pit. I got thrown out of a mosh pit.
Didn't she get almost to his bus door to like knock on his door?
That was later. That was
Okay.
at a show. That was at a show in New Orleans.
Oh my
That
god.
was at a New Orleans show.
Well, all right. So,
I want
today-
to see him so badly. I gotta get to another Pearl Jam show.
Didn't he do the whole ukulele show here at Broward
did.
Center
I
like
missed-
10 years ago?
Yeah, the last time I saw them was maybe 5 or 6 years ago
Mm.
when they were here. But I want to take my son.
Oh yeah. He would love it.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, speaking of Mark Maron.
Oh.
Yeah. You just said so many things just now. You brought up Mark Maron, but also I've been like listening to all of his new episodes. He just had one with Billy Joe Armstrong
Oh.
from Green Day.
Ooh, he
And-
changed those lyrics.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, he's
Woo!
come on, Billy Joe. And also the interview is like an hour and a half long, and I don't know anything about Billy Joe. Now I know everything. Like his
Yeah.
family dynamic was wild. Anyway, I listened to. Okay, so I found my story today from Mark Maron.
Oh.
Of course. So he was talking about a movie, a part he just played in a movie, and it's this guy, and I was like, wow, I don't know anything about the story, and I looked it up, and it's incredible. So I'll tell you about the movie at the end, but today I am going to talk about radio talk show host Alan Berg.
Okay. I feel like this name sounds familiar.
Maybe. So Alan Berg was born on January 1st, 1934 in Chicago, Illinois, to a Jewish family. He attended the University of Colorado, Denver, before transferring to the University of Denver. I don't know why those are different. Maybe University of Florida, University of Miami.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
It doesn't matter. At age 22, Berg was one of the youngest people to pass the Illinois State Bar examination, and he went on to into practice in Chicago. However, he began to experience neuromuscular seizures and had become an alcoholic.
Oh no.
His then wife, Judith, convinced him to quit his practice to seek help. They moved to Denver, her hometown, and he entered a rehabilitation voluntarily. Although he completed his treatment, he continued to be plagued by seizures, because I think they thought that it was
Like part
due
of
to
like,
the alcoholism. He was ultimately diagnosed with a brain tumor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like benign or just,
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So after it was surgically removed, he made a full recovery. But for the rest of his life, Berg wore long bangs to hide the surgical scars. So when you see pictures of him, he's got these bangs, which look kind of funny. But now when you think about why they're there, interesting.
Aww.
So Berg worked at a shoe store and later opened a clothing store in Denver where he met KGMC talk show host Lawrence Gross. Impressed with Berg, Gross made him a guest on several occasions. Why hasn't it never happened to me?
I know.
You're so funny. You should come on my show. I'd be like, woo! Although we have a podcast. I guess I could just come on here.
I know. I mean,
and not talk about
maybe people
shit.
will, share our podcast with the world.
What are you
doing? What are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
Can't you do one goddamn thing for us?
Can you help us?
Tina can't.
I can't even breathe. I can't even breathe when I'm sitting here.
This bitch showed up. Okay. Can't you do anything in chair? All right. When Gross left KGMC to take a job in San Diego, California, he requested that Alan Berg be named his successor. From KGMC, which changed his call sign to KWBZ, Berg moved to KHOW, also in Denver. After being fired from that station, he went back to KWBZ before it changed to an all-music format, and he again lost his job, which is how it goes in radio, right?
Right.
You know Howard Stern would talk about, I went from here, and I went there, and I went there. Okay.
WNBC.
WNBC. Pig vomits. No. It's WNBC. You get a difference there? You get a difference? WNBC. Oh my god. Okay.
Such a good movie.
Such a good movie. Oh my god. Also, a great interview on Marc Maron was Paul Giamatti last week. It was very, very good.
He was just in a movie where he plays like this teacher.
The Holdovers.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet, but
it's good.
He's winning all kinds of awards for that.
It's very good.
You watched it?
Yeah.
How'd you watch it?
It's on
What?
It's on like HBO or Apple TV or something.
Did you see a movie before me?
I did.
That's shocking. I actually looked up this week where to stream it.
Yeah.
That's shocking to me.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
I love him. A good actor.
He's so funny too in this interview. I love him. Okay. The unemployed Berg was courted by both KTOK in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Detroit, Michigan. He was hired by KOA, which was an AM station that debuted on February 23rd, 1981, and he worked there until his death. So this is in Colorado. His program could be received in more than 30 states. Berg, who held liberal social and political views, became known for upsetting some callers to the point that they began sputtering, and then he would berate them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the Howard Stern way.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I were both fans of Howard Stern at the same time, and I have fallen out of my fandom with Howard Stern because, ever since when he married Beth, I'm one of those fans where I was like,
oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything went downhill. Ralph died. His friend Ralph.
Ralph died?
Yeah. What?
I didn't know
Like a month ago.
No!
Girl! I didn't tell you that.
No.
Oh, I texted Leanne. I was like, oh my God. Ralph died.
How?
I don't know. They never said, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
It's sad. John Stamos has a great post on his Instagram about it.
Oh.
Ralph Sorella? Yeah, Ralph Sorella, who's on Howard Stern forever. One of Howard's best friends. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very weird to see it, too, because I was like, this doesn't even seem right. I mean, Beetlejuice on the show dying, that makes more sense.
I mean...
Eric, the actor, maybe.
Yeah. I mean...
I'm trying to name other people.
Artie Lang.
Oh, fuck this! I love Artie so much!
Artie, but, that would make more sense.
Yeah, I know.
Ralph didn't...
So Clarissa Pinkola Estes of the Moderate Voice website wrote in 2007, quote, about Alan Berg, quote, he didn't pick on the poor, the frail, the undefended. He chose Roderick Elliott and Frank Bud Farrell, who wrote The Death of the White Race, an open letter to the Gentiles and other people from the white supremacist groups. The groups who openly espouse hatred of blacks, Jews, leftists, homosexuals, Hispanics, other minorities, and religious groups, end quote. So that's the kind of thing he would say on the show. On March 5th, 1982, Berg tried to interview Ellen Kaplan, a member of the LaRouche movement, about an incident that happened on February 7th, 1982 at the Newark International Airport. This must have been famous at the time. Obviously, 1982, I was
we were kids.
4 years old. I have no idea what the hell was going on. But apparently, she recognized Henry Kissinger at the airport. He was on his way to Boston to undergo some sort of heart surgery. And she shouted an abusive question at him. She said, quote, "Is it true that you sleep with young boys at the Carlisle Hotel?" End quote. Whereupon his wife, Nancy, started attacking Kaplan. Now, let's be honest. Henry Kissinger, who just died, go to hell, rest in hell.
Yeah.
He's a massive fucking war criminal.
Yeah.
I don't blame this woman, but at the time,
it's shocking.
It's shocking, and he didn't seem to like. Alan Berg didn't like that, so he gets this woman on the phone, and when she answered, he introduced her on the show as a vile human being.
Oh my god!
And praised Nancy Kissinger for attacking her.
Jeez.
After Kaplan hung up, Berg continued to ridicule Kaplan and abuse her verbally for the remainder of the program. Afterwards, KOA received complaints by listeners and Kaplan's boyfriend, and on suggestion of the lawyers of the station owners, General Electric, the station management suspended Berg from work for a few days. After returning, he toned down his methods a little bit, but I mean, I don't know.
Is this like the Howard Stern template?
It's maybe.
He had to have heard him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Growing up.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, the juice. At about 9:30 p.m. on June 18th, 1984, Berg returned to his Adams Street townhouse after a dinner date with his wife Judith. Berg stepped out of his black Volkswagen Beetle and gunfire erupted, with Berg being shot 12 times.
There was a hit on him?
Yeah. The murder weapon, a semi-automatic Ingham Mac-10, which had been illegally converted to an automatic weapon, was later traced to the home of one of the Order's members by the FBI's hostage rescue team. So, the Order was a neo-Nazi terrorist organization active in the United States between September 1983 and December 1984. The group raised funds by robbing banks.
Wow.
Like a really horrible white supremacist, what's that movie? With the waves and surfing. Point Break. Horrible Point Break racists.
Oh my god.
10 members were tried and convicted for racketeering. The Order's main objective was, the FBI knew about them and they kept trying to go after them, but the Order's main objective was to start a white supremacist revolution against
with the revolution.
Calm down with your revolution. Calm down. Take a break.
Nobody wants this.
Have a coffee.
Nobody wants this.
Play some bocce.
Yes, relax.
Tina always goes, have a coffee. Yeah. Play some bocce.
Yes, relax.
Like, just calm down with your revolution.
Play some cards.
Yeah. Sexual
Hang
revolution?
Out with some friends.
We're here for it. Sexual revolution, yes.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
White
That's
supremacist
fun.
Revolution? No. We've had enough.
It's enough.
Jesus.
We've had enough.
It's been hundreds of years of this. We don't need any more. We don't need any more white revolutionaries. Jesus, God.
I had to tell you, I'm tired of you white people. I'm fucking tired of you. Oh, God. The Board of Education of Florida just now put into effect this bullshit about DEI.
And
started
in colleges.
In the colleges. Like, you literally cannot have a group that upholds women or black people because it makes everybody else feel like they're less than. That's literally in the text of like what campuses can and cannot do. You can't have a club that's like pro-women.
And we all know that this is all a violation of the First Amendment.
Yeah.
And we all know it's going to go to court. And we all know that they're going to lose. And at the end of the day, who's paying for it? We're all paying for it. When instead, put that money towards goddamn property insurance. How about that?
I'll never understand what's going through their fucking minds. I will never understand that.
It's just like for news bites, you know what I mean? Like they will make people suffer and waste money because of their ego.
A full abortion ban on the wake of Ohio, Kentucky, Michigan, Arkansas,
not to mention that we have the abortion coming on the ballot. Yeah, go ahead and throw your full ban.
If it gets on the ballot, we'll see.
Oh God.
Okay, so God damn it, Florida, fuck off, Florida. The Order's main objective was, I hate it. I fucking hate it here. I fucking
find a
hate
way
it
out.
Here.
Can somebody listen?
Go fuck yourself.
Okay, no. Start a GoFundMe. That is the Hillary and Tina GoFundMe. The Hillary and Tina get them out of Florida rescue mission. Okay. That's what we need. We SOS. How do I do it in Morse code? I don't know, but SOS.
We are Boy Scouts.
Tap,
if you
tap,
know
tap,
any,
tap, 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 tap. That means SOS.
We are Boy Scouts, but if you know any, give them my number.
Yes, and get us out.
Yeah,
okay.
I need to be rescued.
Yeah, get us out. Find a way, okay? We need to get out.
I know, like, damsel in distress might not be, like, a great thing anymore because women need to take care of themselves. Yeah, I'm in distress and rescue me. Yes. I'm a damsel in distress. Yes. I literally think we're tied to the railroad track.
Listen, we are Floridians in distress. And we need to get out. Please. What
do we need to get out?
I know.
I just need a place to sleep. Put a cot out. I'll sleep on a cot.
But help us, help us get some work. Help us find a place to live.
Stock your fridge with black cherry polar waters for me.
Yeah.
Coffee.
And some coffee.
I swear to God, I won't be in any trouble.
I'll have the Sambuca.
You won't even know I'm there.
Need to have a little espresso.
God damn it, Tina! Tina's gotta bring her parents. They're no trouble, don't worry. My parents are right behind them. We'll bring both our sets of parents.
Yes. But they'll need separate living quarters.
Please, but it's gotta be a mile down the road. Please. I love you guys, but come on. Let's be real. God. All right. So the order's main objective was to start a white supremacist revolution against the United States, after which black, Jews, and race mixers and other perceived enemies would be exterminated. It's so fun. By the way, we're on our way. We're right on our way. You've got a president who wants to do the same fucking thing.
I know. And guess what? People are going to vote for him.
We got Governor Abbott. He wants the ability to shoot and murder people at the border. DeSantis too.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Oh, you're brown? Bye.
Yeah.
Get them in your scopes, guys. Live in a dark fucking world. A former producer of Berg's believed that he was on a death list, both because he was Jewish and because he had challenged on air the beliefs of the Christian identity movement that Jews were descended from Satan. At the trial for his murder, prosecutors contended that he was singled out for assassination because he was a Jew and because his personality incurred the anger of white supremacists. At the conspiracy trial of members of the order, by the way, the order was in that area, right? Like they're like Washington State, like they weren't far from him. At the conspiracy trial of members of the order, a founding member of the group, Denver Dahl Parmenter, was asked why Berg was targeted. Parmenter responded that Berg, quote, was mainly thought to be anti-white and he was Jewish, end quote. That's all it takes.
Wow.
4 members of the order, Gene Craig, David Lane, Bruce Pierce, and Richard Scutari, were indicted on federal charges for killing Berg, but only Lane and Pierce were convicted. They were found guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and violating Berg's civil rights. Lane was sentenced to 190 years, and Pierce was sentenced to 252 years.
Wow.
Although Gene Craig and Richard Scutari were acquitted of killing Berg, they continued to serve 40 and 60-year sentences, respectively, on separate federal racketeering charges or convictions. So they're going to go to jail for the rest of their lives anyway, right? You would think 40 to 60 years. Craig died in prison on April 18th, 2001, while Scutari is scheduled for release on June 26th, 2025.
How old is he going to be? Jesus.
I don't know. Old.
Well, it was the 80s, and he's got to be like in his 60s or 70s.
Yeah. Wow. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, Scutari is revered as a martyr and a prisoner of war by the far right, and so he's coming out a hero, a martyr, and has continued to write articles for white supremacist publications and websites from prison.
Why is that allowed?
Why is that allowed?
How is that allowed?
Why does he have access to a pen and paper or whatever the fuck? Although he might be, if he gets a visitor, he could dictate, right? That's what that fucking creep was doing from Utah.
Possibly. Jeez, oh man.
Lane was a former Klansman.
Oh my God.
Who later joined the neo-Nazi Christian identity group Aryan Nation.
Oh my God.
He steadfastly denied any involvement in Berg's murder, but neither did he regret that Berg was dead. In an interview presented as part of the History Channel documentary called Nazi America, A Secret History. That shouldn't be a fucking secret, by the way. Let's make that all very clear how long Nazis have been coming around.
But we see these guys today and they wear the mask.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're so tough. But if you're so tough, show your face.
I guarantee these guys love Trump. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So in that documentary, Lane admitted to calling the show and goading Berg into an exchange and stated, so he'd call the radio show. And he stated, quote, "The only thing I have to say about Alan Berg is regardless of who did it, he was not mouthing his hate whitey propaganda from his 50,000-watt Zionist pulpit for quite a few years," end quote. Lane, incarcerated at the Federal Correctional Complex in Terre Haute, Indiana, died of an epileptic seizure at 68 on May 28, 2007. Bruce Pierce, who was incarcerated at the Federal Correctional Complex in Union County, Pennsylvania, died of natural causes at age 56 On August 16, 2010, the leader of the order, Robert J. Matthews, who is believed to have been a lookout in Berg's murder, albeit it was never proven, was burned to death during a standoff with federal authorities on December 8th, 1984 at his home in Coopeville, Washington.
Wow. So these guys, 56. So yeah, they've got to be now
natural
60,
causes
70.
at 56 years old.
He could have, clogged arteries or something.
Jesus. Okay, so the aftermath. Jim Hawthorne, KOA's program director, vowed the show whatever was done would remain outspoken. So like whatever would come next, right? He said, quote, freedom of speech of everyone has got to be protected at any price. Alan felt all sides must be heard, and he paid the big price, end quote. Wow. There's a great, I put it in my notes, there's a link to a YouTube of, I think it's about an hour long, and he was killed at night, and they immediately went on the air, and whoever was on the air at the time spent an hour, people were calling in, and they were announcing what had happened, and people were calling in, and it was like, it's really good to listen to because it's like immediately like their feelings and emotions about what was happening. A couple of movies have referenced Alan Berg and his death. Stephen Dietz' 1988 play God's Country and the 1988 film Betrayed were based on the incident, as was the film Brotherhood of Murder in 1999. Director Oliver Stone's 1988 film adaptation of Eric Bogosin's play Talk Radio also drew inspiration from Berg's death. His life and death were chronicled in the book Talk to Death, The Life and Murder of Alan Berg by Stephen Singular. And like I mentioned, Mark Maron is going to be in the new Jude Law movie. I think he's a producer of it. It's called The Order, and it's now in post-production, and Mark Maron plays Alan Berg in the movie.
Cool.
Yeah. And I looked up the movie, and there's some photos already from the set, and they show like a bank robbery. So they're definitely going into like this group's identity and what they were about.
Wow.
But I really wanted to, when I read what had happened to him, I really wanted to really put a spotlight on what is happening with the press now, right?
Yeah.
Like this is in the 1980s. They get threats every single day today. This is not a one-off. This could happen again. When we're talking about white supremacy, there are people who will go to great lengths to stop people, to silence people.
And to send a message to their followers.
Yeah. That this sort of thing is okay.
Yeah. It's and I know I say it all the time, but I think back a lot. Like I look at my kids who are now, early teens. My youngest is going to be a teenager. My oldest is going to be turning 15. And when I was their age, there were issues politically, but
no.
Not like this.
No.
Not like this. And I really have a genuine fear of, what is the world going to be like for them in 10 years? Are they going to be able to ever even buy a house? Are they going to be able to, because we talk about, not just the property insurance, but like the middle class that is slowly, disintegrating in this country, and I really worry about like retirement and like what is going to happen to my kids. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And I never thought that I would be in this position. And when I was even in my early 20s, like being able to like live on my own and have a pretty decent time, even though I like struggled as a young person, I still didn't have the weight of like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to afford somewhere, Like you could work like a crappy job and still live.
When I think about my rent, I was 22. My rent for a 1-bedroom apartment, which was not very big, but it was like a living room, the little shotgun kitchen, right? A little dining room, a bathroom, and my bedroom in Fort Lauderdale on Bayview Drive. So
which is east.
A mile from the beach.
East.
Yeah, a mile from the beach was $350 a month.
Yeah. That
was, how old am I? 23 years ago.
That same apartment, I bet you, has to be like $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
And the inflation doesn't match.
Right. That's the part.
Right. The inflation doesn't match. Like the money
I was
keeps
a receptionist.
Going up.
I was a receptionist.
The money keeps going up.
Yeah.
But the pay isn't increasing at an appropriate rate. I don't know. It's just untenable here. And, you know, this was the place where, like, people could like, retire here and live here. And now, yeah, the taxes are low, but everything else.
That's the group I really wish
high.
would, like, you know, when we saw what happened 6 or 7 months ago at that,
the condo?
the village, the Century Village condo, where people were up in arms because their monthly dues or fees that they
because
pay
of the 40-year assessments
was because of the insurance going up. And these were retired people on very fixed incomes who aren't working and can only afford so much a month.
Yeah.
And you're increasing their dues or whatever they're paying, I forgot what they call it.
Their HOAs.
HOA fees, they increase it by $500, $600 a month.
It's a lot.
How many of these old people were like, we don't have anywhere to go?
I mean, even like, God, 15 years ago, before I got my house, we were staying in a condo, my uncle's condo, and we just had to, my uncle was so generous with us, and we just really had to pay the taxes and the HOA fee, you know, and he's like, just cover that for me, and like, you're good, you could stay there, which was really, really amazing, so we could like save up to get a house, you know. The HOH fees were affordable, and like looking now for my mom and dad, like, let's look at some condos. Some of the HOH fees are like $800-900 a month, when it used to be like, you know, $250. You know what I mean? Like, it's outrageous.
That's on top of the mortgage, by the way.
If you have a mortgage, So if you have a mortgage, but say you don't have a mortgage, still paying $900 a month, plus you got to pay your taxes. So you're still paying into the thousands of dollars a month. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And like, you have to look too when you're looking at these condos, because if a condo hasn't had their 40-year assessment and they're due for that 40-year assessment, then you can guarantee that HOA fee is going to double.
Yeah.
It's going to double.
Yeah.
Because when they do that, because of what happened at that Surfside, right? They have
or
to
the
make
building
sure
collapsed.
that the structure's okay and the roof, like all of this stuff, and it's hurting people.
Yeah.
It's hurting people. So, well, another happy ending here.
I have something happy. Two things, actually. I've been spending a lot of time at the Gateway Theater. You know, it's a like old movie theater in Fort Lauderdale, and I brought my kids last week to see Young Frankenstein.
Oh, I really wanted to go. And
they did like this special screening because it was the 50th anniversary. It was 10 o'clock at night. I don't know how my kids allowed this, but I'm like, I'm getting tickets and you're going to like it. Don't even, my son the whole time was like on the way there. If it's not something he wants to do, he's going to complain the whole time.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
And so we get in the car and he was like, he started to do this, like, I could see the whole thing shift. And I looked at him and I said, don't do this to me. Don't do it to me. I said, I really am excited. Please don't ruin this for me, please. And he's like, I'm not even saying anything. I'm like, I can feel it coming. Please don't do it. Anyway, we got there. I told him he could get whatever candy he wanted. Oh, now he's happy, right?
Yeah.
So he got his candy. And a lot of people in the theater, which was amazing. Even though we got to have space in between, which I like. You know, I don't like to sit too close to people in the movie theater anymore. And he chuckled a couple times, but my daughter hysterically laughing the whole time. And I'm like, thank the Lord. That movie is so fucking good.
It's so good.
Oh my God.
Have you seen now the comparisons that people are drawing between Jeremy Allen White?
Okay, I do, but I don't acknowledge it.
And they're making him like, you know, Willy Wonka.
Because
he's like a hot Willy Wonka.
No, first of all, okay. First of all,
I was looking at these and I was like, oh God, what is Hillary going to say?
I get the comparison.
I do too.
But there's something off.
Different.
Yeah.
It's different.
And here's the other thing.
It's different.
I thought you were going to say something else, but yeah, I get that he looks like him, but it's not the same.
No, I'd agree.
Besides, I think also because I can't look at Gene Wilder that way, because my first idea of Gene Wilder is Willy Wonka.
Yes.
And I was a child.
Yes.
And there's no fitting sexy with this guy.
And I'm sorry. They maybe look like they're, you know how like you have siblings.
Yeah.
And you can see a family resemblance, but one's hot and one's not.
Yeah, that's right.
what this is. There's a family resemblance there, but no.
Fucking kidding me?
No.
I don't know what, by the way, that Calvin Klein ad,
I sent you, remember you were like, oh, so and I was like, oh, I thought you were going to send me this, and I
don't know what's happening in that underwear, but he's my little short king. Got a lot going on in that underwear.
Well,
I don't know what's happening.
He is Very handsome.
He's. I think but also I watched like the first season of Shameless. I really can't get into the show because I was just frustrated that these kids were like all by themselves all the time.
Oh, I never watched it because I think it was on like Showtime.
But I didn't. He's on the show. I didn't think he was hot then. I'm in love with Carmi. Let's be honest.
Oh no,
I'm in love with
it's
Carmi. Okay.
He's the brooding.
Yes.
We love a brooding man.
Yeah. If you're
brooding and you're hot,
listen.
forget it.
If you're depressed, come see me. I need to take care of you, baby.
Oh my
That's
God.
how I feel about it. I'm in love with Carmi. Okay, so here's the other thing, last thing that I did at Gateway is that I finally got to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh my God.
Because I was supposed to go in December and I had to cancel. So then they do it once a month. I texted you and Justin and I was like, and my friend Andrea, and I was like, does anybody want to go? And everybody's like, I can't make it. And I was like, I'm going anyway.
I'm so glad
and I walked by myself. I went by myself. It starts at midnight. And all I know is I walked into the lobby and I was like, oh yeah, these are my people. Like I know immediately walking in, I'm fucking golden, right? And so I got a Coke, which I don't really drink Coke, but I was like, I have to stay awake. It's midnight. And they line us up. You go in, again, almost a full theater. They line up. If you've never seen it before live, you're a virgin. And so they line, anybody's a virgin, it's your first time, like 20 people get up. They make them do crazy things in the front. 4 people, they made fake an orgasm. Like, what does it sound like when you have an orgasm? And these people were doing it. It was so fucking great. And you know, the thing about Rocky Horror Live is that there's a crew, like an acting crew there. And they're acting out the movie in costume while it's on the screen behind them, you know? And so you're supposed to respond. They respond to dialogue. They say something before a character says something. Like they ask a question and then the character in the movie answers it. So they act like it's completely out of context, but it's so fucking funny. And there's just different things they tell you need to say. And they sell those little bags for like $5 with like the bubbles in it for the wedding and the toast that you throw and the plastic glove, the rubber glove. I don't know. I had the best fucking time. Aww. I'm telling you right now, I never stopped smiling. I never stopped laughing. Anything somebody screamed out, I was fucking dying. And you know I got a loud laugh. I mean, I was having the time of my fucking life. And then when you go to leave, like they're in the aisles, like they're running around. If you go to my Instagram, I have an Instagram highlight that's got the videos from it. It's so good. But when you leave, they're all lined up in the hallway as you're walking out. And they're like, thank you for coming. Everybody's clapping. And I was just like, I was like a mom. I was like, you were so good. Oh my God. Everything was so fun. I'm dying to go back. We have to go. It is just so much fun. And Justin loves it. So Justin and Nikki's never gone. Like we have to
figure it out. Is it a Friday or Saturday?
Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can make this happen.
We can totally make it happen. Best show ever. Rocky Horror Picture forever.
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess that is finally it.
That is it.
Welcome back, Tina.
Oh, God.
Guess what, everybody? It's January. My tree's still up. I didn't even turn on the lights for you.
Listen.
I should have done that.
That tree can stay up as long as you want to leave it up.
This is a running gag on the show.
We don't have to follow conventions.
Is your tree still up?
No.
That's what I thought. All right. Okay. Don't fucking play with me, Tina.
My tree is down. Listen, but we also had a real tree.
Oh, you're right.
And like the needles are everywhere. And then, like that pine smell gets so strong towards the end. Like I felt like every time I walked in that room, my eyes were watering. So, you got to get rid of it.
Oh, well.
Fire hazard. There's all these things. All right?
Fire hazard. Oh, my God.
Oh my God!
I got a fire hazard in my head right now thinking about Trump.
I'm like, no, we can't. We ended it on a high.
Oh, you're right.
We ended it on a high. We cannot bring this man. We cannot bring it down. We're not bringing it down.
All right, Tom Keene, HD 35.
Woo!
All right, I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard.
All right, on that note.
Yeah.
Bye.
Get out of here.
Bye.
Bye.